Hello, this is Dr. Sofia Beloka. I am a transformational performance coach, and yeah, I have created a thyroid uplifter thyroid coaching program and the Health Win coaching program to help you to turn your health challenges into your tool for health, wealth, success, and relationships. Hello, everyone you're watching. So, if you're watching and you want to say hi or drop a comment with what we say, you can drop your comment down. Or if you watch a replay, you can. Hello, Alexandra. It's nice to see you here. After your request, I'm going again live. And or if you're watching the replay, you can put the hashtag replay, and I'm gonna pop in and have a word with you, a chat with you. So after request of some friends, I'm going again live, and thank you everyone who have sent me some personal messages, and we had some chat and calls in order to have some chats and thoughts and brainstorming over your issues and how we can work together. And that's been very amazing and very useful, as you also said to me. So I'm gonna say some raw material. I'm gonna be quite short tonight, and it's also related with the video I did yesterday, and many people resonate with it, as you told me, on how when we don't know our purpose or our values that we give priority to our life can make us make some suboptimal or bad choices on our lifestyle. And I'm gonna take like an example of something that we see quite often, or I meet in my coaching programs and my coaching practice. Often it's about people who would like to lose weight, or people who say they want to improve their lifestyle and their nutrition choices. Like Alexandra is my friend who is all ears listening this video. So yes, I have quite a lot of clients that we go through their nutritional lifestyle after thorough assessments of their stress levels and of their health appraisal questionnaires and scores, where we go through different modalities of nutritional planning, other like their metabolic type, other their blood type, other the elimination, the rotation, or different modalities that we combine, and we get together according to also their habits and what their lifestyle and their sport activities are, if there are. And we can see that maybe they do the effort but they don't have the results, although they do the nutritional changes or the exercise modalities, though they still don't have the results, or they're also sleeping well and they have all these quite good lifestyle factors in order. So for example, I will use the case of a friend and client of mine who came to me with the target to lose 10 kilos. And her motive was not really from internal motive, was rather like after motivation of her husband, motivate her like you have to do something about yourself now, so how about starting a sport program, a nutritional program, and to find a specialist. So she came to me as he suggested, and she knew about me. She came to me emphasizing her target. So we had to go through and make quite few adaptations to not only the 2-3 times that she was engaging in order to come to the gym and train with me, or also by herself, but also her 24 hours adaptation of lifestyle and choices in order to make the changes. So this person was trying really hard and was looking that was committed, and was going towards the weight loss. She was making fantastic progress, amazing effort, amazing motivation. She had also support from her secretary, from her home, from me, and her children, and she was making an effort. Also, other clients or other colleagues of hers were coming to me to tell me, hey, the XX person, I see her amazing improvements and she's very good and she has making great changes since working with you, and she feels very well, and I see her now even dressing and wearing different clothes that she was not daring to dress with before, or her energy is different, or she's smiling more, and her lifestyle has made an amazing improvement. And so she had arrived to lose about 8-9 kilos, and also her target was to enter in specific clothes style and to have a target until a specific date. And then just when she was toward her amazing target of losing the complete 10 kilos, just before 1 kilo before, she found an excuse for herself. She found an excuse like, oh, my mom came in town, so I have to stay with her, and I don't have time now to come, and I will see when I will get back. And she didn't complete her 10 kilos targets, and that fact had as a consequence, in order to get back the kilos, even worse, and to make that back fall backwards, because what was behind there? So what was behind there? Someone can say that could be, yes, she wanted still to use her drama and be the victim and be, look, poor me, I cannot make the change I want, although I'm trying, right? But what is behind that, even from that? Except the fact that the motivation was what her husband had told her, so it was a judgment of her husband, motivate her to go do the change, and it was not internal motivation. So the purpose was very external, out of herself, and not inside really herself. And what was the deeper issue of that, when we go back and deeper, was like, what would that person, what would that 10 kilos of loss would mean to her, and what would be the cost of that weight loss? Because after each choice we have a benefit and also maybe a disadvantage, a cost and a gain. In every situation there is a balance. If we take the nutritional choices, we can see that we have a gain. Yes, we lose the kilos and maybe we will feel better, maybe, but we have also a cost, which means like maybe people will admire us more, and we're not really, we don't have the habit of getting compliments by others, or we feel very shy, or we think that other people will be jealous of us. I have also heard of that. Will be jealous of us for making that progress, and the other people will feel bad. So we have also the guilty about what other people will feel about themselves. So you see that it's much deeper than that. Even when you do like the choices, the right nutritional choices, the right lifestyle choices, the purpose in order to maintain these changes is to go much deeper and work in a deeper level, and not only the surface of like maybe what is the issue or our block, but this can be like much deeper. So as per my notes, I hope this makes sense or resonates. I'm sure with some people will resonate, with some other people might not resonate. But connecting these comments that we do now related to the purpose and values discovery video that we did yesterday, when we have like clear values and we have a clear purpose, why we do that, and how this help my internal balance and my lifestyle, and if I really deserve to be healthy, wealthy. Thank you, Lakisa, and I congratulate you because you are one of these persons that did the change and lost amazing amount of kilos by going deeper to yourself and keeping yourself there accountable, and congrats. So I was saying, yes, so when we have clear the purpose and our values, we can always connect our lifestyle decisions and choices according to that. When we don't have a clear purpose and values, and we still have unresolved deeper blockages like worthiness, like abandonment, like guilt, like shame, like admiration, like making to the top, making this great effort, and just before the great success we go backwards instead of going up to the top. We don't stick there. We don't make that dream that we really want to accomplish. Another example was very interesting. A friend of mine, we were at the Sunday barbecue once, and after the lunch there was also like a dessert offered, and there was a situation that triggered him quite emotionally, and after a while he asked about chocolate. So the interesting thing was Iona, I will message you. I see your message. I will message you after I finish. So when I observed that he was asking chocolate after all this big meal and dessert also that was offered and we went back to see, okay, stop here, this. You expressed this situation about wanting to eat chocolate, and there was this situation just before your expression of I want to eat chocolate. There was this discussion and dialogue that obviously created you this this trigger, or like we saw that you're a bit nervous about it. So what is the emotion that you're feeling? What is the situation that you are in state right now? What are you feeling? And you have two choices: or to ignore this, what the trigger is, and go towards the chocolate and forget about that. And at that moment, yes, the chocolate will be very fatty for your metabolism, because you have like blocked yourself. Or like to open up your energy, realize what is behind this trigger, why you become nervous, so that you ask about this chocolate, for example, and go behind and not react to the chocolate, but stay with the feeling. As today, this afternoon, we were talking about another good client of mine that is practicing this now after we did that a few times together, digging into the emotion, feeling it, recognizing it, own it, ensuring yourself that it's going to be fine. Just feel it, even if it feels like heavy now and triggered, and just dive in it and just try to recognize yourself and accept ourselves that it's okay to feel for a while like this, but what this means for. So this kind of discomfort, there is always a message behind this discomfort, and we can always recognize it either by going by deepening a feeling, or if this again still very discomfort, just like stay with your breathing, just keep with your breathing, keep silent inside you and keeping your breathing, and it will pop up with you after a few silent breathings, either with an image, with a word, with an emotion, or with a thought. It will pop up. Just be patient and practice it, and don't resist it, own it, and just be ready to receive an information or a signal. Last, another example. When I was doing this exercise with another client of mine, we discovered that for her, since a small kid, chocolate was a kind of praise and a celebration, like a sign of relief. And when we did all this process and she recognized what was the chocolate for her meaning, then we recognize that this dependency that we get depending on situations, people, foods, places, other kind of things or people and situations, that we give our power outside and to them and on them. But when we recognize that, we can get our power back, again by specific processes, get our power back and be independent. And especially when we have clear our values and purpose, we can do the question, does this choice or this dependency help me to my values, to my priorities, or to my purpose? And then we can get much focus. For me, for example, it has been coffee. I was never drinking coffee. I started drinking coffee when I was doing my PhD, my research, and it was when we were using a very complicated and very detailed method on people, on volunteers, by intervening like a vein inside the peroneal nerve. And it was a process of about an hour. It was not always successful, but in order to be successful and be able to proceed with our experiments and with our research, experiment of course had to be successful. And I had found, after many efforts, I had found a relief or a sweetness to drinking coffee before entering into the experiment, into the laboratory cabin. So for me, that coffee before, prior to the experiment, was a soothing relief of a sweetness that I was missing that moment, because I was triggered by the difficulty of the experiment and myself. If I will succeed in my internal dialogue, if I ruin this experiment, I will delay my research. So my soothing and my triggering and my praise was to that dose of coffee before entering the laboratory cabin. And for this I had to make a work to recognize afterwards how the coffee was serving me and if it was serving me. So to my values that I was saying yesterday, it's coaching, traveling, teaching and independence. I realized that coffee was not serving my values. That is one of a simple trigger that I can discuss it so much a little, and this kind of contact and communication type. I hope this is making sense. So I invite you to see external outside of you where you give your power to or you depend on. It can be foods, it can be people, it can be situations, it can be places. So I invite you to maybe to check with what kind of foods you give your power to or you're depending on in order to feel better when you feel like triggered. And behind this trigger there is a great usefulness and help and wisdom. That if we dive in that, they can even also help you to just lose the weight and make better life choices in like instance of seconds and make that change and that shift. It's not very difficult. So I would like to read a comment of my beloved Lakisa from California, that as I mentioned before, she has also made an amazing effort to lose kilos. So Lakisa says that our emotions and traumas can manifest into physical conditions. Yes. So yes, we need to approach health from all levels to see the results. We unknowingly desire and have a need for change. Yes. And as you have told me also, Lakisha, this weight for you was a kind of protection and it was serving you to a purpose. And this also reminds me the next live, Facebook Live that I would like to do for young people, that they also like don't realize how we put on weight or how we have other symptoms like I had when I was 17 years old, the esophageal achalasia, or other hormonal disbalances. Everybody, we have a trigger that we use to our purpose in order to keep us a protection or as a safety lane that if we face to it and we acknowledge and we own it, it can be a great enlightenment and also relieve to us our purpose much easier and much faster. So if you have like any thought or resonate about this, you can leave a comment or PM me, drop me a personal message, I mean. And also I would like to advise you and ask you if you would like to participate in my next Facebook Live on what advice you would give to your younger self from this point where you are now in this life, at this age, at this location. So what would be 1, 2, 3 advices that you would give to your younger self when you need it from this time and point of your life right now? I think you have great wisdom and great tips to give, so I can share them also in another live, hopefully tomorrow, if I can be able to prepare about young people that really need inspiration and motivation and some guidance. At least when I would like to have a good evening.